Welcome to a new episode of the True American Real Patriot podcast. On this episode, we are going to show you how Trump may be breaking his last few promises to his MAGA base and how it is impacting the midterms. But first, please like, comment, and subscribe. As a new podcast, we are trying to get to 100 followers by the end of the month. All right, let's watch some very concerning news shared by Karoline Leavitt.
Out there are worried that we're going to have a draft, that they're going to see their sons get in and daughters get involved in this. What do you want to say about the president's plans for troops on the ground? As we know, it's been largely an air campaign up until now.
I mean, do you see how she's like setting this question up for her? Like just the tonality that she's using. There's a bunch of people that are worried. They're fucking crazy, right? Tell them that they're being crazy. Can you just tell them that they're crazy for thinking this?
Yeah, you would never institute the draft, right? Just make everyone sleep easy at night.
Okay,
Let's see.
what did she say?
What do you want to say about the president's plans for troops on the ground? As we know, it's been largely an air campaign up until now.
It has been, and it will continue to be. And President Trump wisely does not remove options off of the table. I know a lot of politicians like to do that quickly, but the president, as commander-in-chief, wants to continue to assess the success of this military operation. It's not part of the current plan right now, but the president, again, wisely keeps his options on the table.
These people think they're being slick, right? That like, oh, the president thinks about everything and he has all these options and, you know, Joe Biden wouldn't do this. It's the fucking draft. Rule out the draft, right? Like
That's not hard.
It's not hard, right? It's just we are not going to need to institute a draft for this conflict.
In politics, there's this term called the third rail. You don't touch the third rail. The draft wasn't even considered to be a part of the third rail, dude. It was just like, of course not. It's not even in the conversation. The reply to that, like, what did Maria Bartiromo really get Karoline Leavitt with a fucking gotcha? The reply to that is we have the strongest voluntary military force in the world. Now, we don't want to use ground troops, but the president isn't ruling out any options, right? But just let the people, she's smart enough to know, like the first 10 seconds of framing on that question was like, people are worried about the draft. Let them not be worried about the draft. And she was like, fuck that. We might have to.
That's right.
Her not saying that we're not doing that is super telling, bro.
Their messaging from this on this entire war or conflict, whatever they're calling it, could not be worse. And they just keep on stepping on rakes. I mean, now Leavitt steps on another rake about the draft. So you're going to, if other news organizations pick up on this story, you're going to have Hegseth or Rubio be like, of course, we're not going to be instituting a draft, right? Like they're going to have to put the fire out, but Leavitt could have just done it easily
right then and there
with Fox News, right
then and there. And so listen, that's one promise. Now Trump's words himself, short-term oil prices, which will drop rapidly when the destruction of Iran nuclear threat is over, is a very small price to pay for USA. The world, safety, and peace. Only fools would think differently. President Donald J. Trump. This guy is one of the biggest sycophants this guy has ever had the pleasure of having. Evan Kilgore. And he says, President Trump just says $100 a barrel oil is a very small price to pay for world peace. He then calls anyone who disagrees with the war in Iran a fool. MAGA is dead. I'm out.
Took him long enough. It was $100 a barrel of oil is his threshold for him.
That was his red line. That was
mine was January 6th. Or actually, mine was way before January 6th, but I mean, I never voted for him. I hated the fucker. But I'm saying a lot of people's were January 6th. But no, this guy was $100 a barrel for oil.
Yep, because he knows that when you get to $100 a barrel, you're looking at about $4 a gallon. Because if we go back, it was 107 back in June of 2022. It got up to 118 of June 3rd of 2022. That's when we had $4.50, $5 a gallon gas at the pumps. Right now we're at 113. So, I mean, I'm not an economist. I'm not the smartest guy out here. But I would imagine that if gas was $5 a gallon when a barrel was going for 115, it's going to be $5 a gallon when a barrel's going for 115 now. Isn't that kind of how it works?
I mean, it should. We'll see. I mean, this is a calamity. Like, I don't see how they can continue this war while barrels of oil are going to be 115 plus. I'll just add one more thing. You all remember when Pam Bondi was testifying in front of Congress about the Epstein files, and then she screamed, the Dow's at 50,000. How dare you question our president? Well, the Dow is now at like 46.5. Yeah, 46.5. So down another 2%. The economy is cratering.
Went down
That's
1,000 points the last day of trading. Went down 2.616%.
all they have is the stock market to really prop up what they're doing. Like from the economy standpoint, the job market sucks. And if they lose the stock market, they have nothing to point to. I don't know what they're going to do.
Can you imagine what's going to happen in the mid? Like, so if we don't get out, if the Strait of Hormuz doesn't open back up, if all the oil companies in the Gulf don't open back up by then, start to ramp up to full production, and there's going to be a lagging effect. Analysts again are saying that we could see 150, we could see $200 a barrel. And we've never seen that before, right? We could be and if it's at $200 a barrel, we could be looking at $9 a gallon. Everywhere else, California is going to be smoked at like $17 a gallon. Imagine if that's at the midterms right now. The Senate back in, November, October of last year the Dems had a 24% chance of taking back the Senate. They're at 46%. And gas has only gone up like 70 cents, 60 cents.
I just want to point out something too, because you're talking about the price per gallon of gas, and that's important. Oil is going to flow through the entire economy, right? Like everything that is made with oil. And oil is needed to produce everything that we utilize daily. So the price of goods is.
I hear you, but the thing is you give too much credit to the American people. By and large, they're stupid. I hate to say it, but that's just the facts. And they have lizard brain. And so all they're going to be able to see and what they correlate to the president for whatever reason, in this case, it's actually the president's fault, is that number on that sign under Amoco or Sunoco or whatever. And when they see that number get to be $4.50, $5, $5.50, $6 a gallon, they're going to have one finger to point at, and they're going to point it in one direction. And that's going to be the war.
No, you're right. I'm also saying, though, in addition to that, like inflation is going to spike. So
Right.
like you're going to have, people talked about Biden's worst period of inflation was like 8-9%. I think if gas gets to 150 plus a barrel, you could see inflation settling somewhere around there. Plus with $5 and the tariffs do. And then plus the $5 a gallon of gas. It's a disaster. How does he get out of this?
He doesn't. And listen, the house is as good as gone.
Yeah.
House is as good as gone. 85% chance that they lose the house. They are going to lose the house. And they're probably going to lose the Senate. Because the way it's trending, they're going to lose the Senate. Imagine if they actually pull the nuclear option. I've been hearing, ripplings on that, saying like, he has 3 options and one of which is dropping the nuke. And like how all 3 options, like he could pull out now and claim victory. Inflation and everything's still going to be a thing. Gas prices are still going to suck. And maybe 5 months back, later from today, if he did that, we'd be back to somewhat normalcy.
Expand on that. The first option, keep your train of thought. So that first option where they pull out, they'll probably have to make a deal with Iran. They'll probably have to give them something to get Iran to stop fighting. So he'll basically pull out, he'll claim victory. And then when you look at Iran, the U.S. had killed an 87-year-old. His son is now the supreme leader. And supposedly this guy's much more of a hardliner than the Ayatollah was.
And he wants revenge.
So like, what did we get out of all this? You know what I mean? So that's the best case scenario.
That's the best case scenario, is that there is a regime change that's worse and hates us more.
And he's younger.
That's the best case scenario. Second scenario was a ground invasion. And they're like, that's going to be a disaster because they have 1 million troops. They're a country of 92 million people. They have 1 million people in their military. We went over the topography and just the logistics of it is a nightmare, right? I mean, if Iraq was a nightmare, if Afghanistan was a nightmare, Afghanistan's a smaller country with about like 1/8 the population at the time of when we invaded. Like they had like 15 million, less than 20 million people. So, I mean, 92, it's not going to be good. That's going to extend the issues with the Gulf states producing oil, right? It won't be able to ramp back up to full capacity. And then the third option's a nuke. So, I mean, it's bleak, dude. It's fucking bleak, and this is all self-inflicted.
100% self-inflicted. I think 100% self-inflicted. I think the most likely outcome is one, right? And that sucks for the Iranian people. And it just goes to show you one of their things was like, oh, we need freedom for the Iranian people. We need to bring democracy to them. And it's just like, they don't care. The Republicans don't care.
Whoever believed that, and like, fuck you if you were ever one of those persons that ever went along with that shit. And especially now, if you're like, it's about freeing the, like, we're going to go into a video that's going to show just absolute carnage going on in Tehran. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking that we have the capacity to inflict that much violence on just, you know, people in general, that most of those people don't have shit to do with what's going on. They're just trying to get to work, make a paycheck, pay their bills, make sure, like, that's, especially in Tehran.
Well, Tehran, I mean, the regime just killed what, like 10 to 20,000 protesters. I don't know what the number is, but like, again, if
those are rookie numbers, we're going to show them real numbers.
If that was the reason for going in, you wouldn't allow the Ayatollah's son, who's a more of a hardliner, to rule.
Right.
You would really want regime change, but they don't care about that. That's the thing. I mean, they just don't care. You know what they care about? The fucking oil. That's what they care about.
Right. And it, like we said, you know, ad nauseum at this point, it's going to take months if we pull out today before that shit gets back to normal. So we're in it for the long haul. You know, we covered a video earlier about short-term pain for long-term gain. This is going to be long-term pain for nothing, bro. for fucking nothing, dude. Well, listen, hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell icon to, when we drop a new episode, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Peace.